How we doing?
You had to kind of sit and wait. So, how anxious, or I guess anxious might not be the word, but how ready are you to go out there and do some stuff with this first group?
Yeah, I'm excited, especially since we get to go up against them tomorrow. Miami comes into town, so get a good practice against them. I mean, you guys know preseason, you don't exactly show all your stuff. So being able to compete against another team with our group is always a great opportunity for us. And then just to get in the mindset, playing Friday night, mentally preparing for it. Not going to play much, but just to get ready for it. Football's finally starting to almost be here. So, it's always a good opportunity to go out and play against somebody else.
What do you want to accomplish, or what do you want to see the group do in their time that they're out there on Friday night to know that you're ready for the regular season?
I just think communication. I think procedural-wise, I mean, that's really what you're looking for in preseason games. But for us to be extremely sharp, when it comes to what plays we're going to run, obviously since we're not all playing that long, to be really dialed into the first few third down calls, red zone calls, the critical situations that we might have, be really keyed into that, communicate well and execute. Just no dumb mistakes. Play good offensive football and go from there.
What's been your assessment of this team overall from OTAs all the way down through training camp?
I think we've come a long way. Obviously, we were very excited from the very beginning of the pieces we've had, but I think it's starting to come together scheme-wise and players-wise, understanding what we're trying to get done. So I'm excited about where we're at, but we still haven't played a real game yet. So we'll see once we, get out there against Washington. But right now, it's continue to improve and get ready for Week 1.
Like a year ago, you were, just named a starter. So much has happened, I guess, since then.
Yeah.
Got to be just such a stark contrast from last year to this year. How are you able to kind of leave your own unique mark now on this team now that it's unquestionably yours?
Yeah, continue to be the same guy each and every day for these guys, everybody in the building. Continue to lead how I know I can, the best way I can, and just obviously having experience with Liam before in this system, and that's the off season. Continue to coach guys and learn as we go through this process. But for me, it's comfortable knowing that it's I'm here for a longer time period, but don't be satisfied with that. Obviously, we still think about how far we got last year, where we could have been, and just the ups and downs. Every season's different, but you always kind of think back to where you were at this point last year, and I think we have a better identity. So now it's really about attacking it and going to get what we're working for, and I feel good about where we're at.
How long do you think last year it took you guys as an offense to find that identity?
A long time, longer than we're probably proud of, but it was late in the year. We started to do the little things right, and that's why we're harping on everybody doing their job and being extremely focused on the details, and even more so this year. And that's why I think we've improved as off season and training camp goes on. And that's why I feel like we can say that we have an identity. Now it's different when you go out there and run plays and you see what you're really good at against other defenses. But I feel like we know who we are at this point.
What specifically about the run game has impressed you the most?
When you have the system that we do, as many formations and motions, it gets the defense's eyes sometimes in the wrong places. That's what you're trying to do. But the movement off the ball by the guys up front, I think their tracks are better. I just think they're playing better. And then our guys in the backfield, obviously still a young group that we have, but I think they're just running it better. I think they're seeing it, understanding what we're trying to get done. They're not guessing where the hole's going to be. They're trusting the guys up front and hitting it quickly.
Martin was named the starting center by Todd today. I don't think it's a surprise necessarily, but just for a rookie, what have you been impressed by so far that you've been able to do in a short time?
Yeah, center is one of the hardest positions to play in sports, and for a rookie to be able to come in, and yeah, he's still learning, but for him to be able to come in and communicate well and to learn as quickly as he has, I think has been the most impressive thing, especially since he hadn't played center in quite a few years. So for him to make that switch and communicate the way he's been able to, just operationally, I think it's been extremely impressive. And then obviously he's a first-round talent for a reason. The physical traits that you see, he's extremely explosive. He's able to move the line of scrimmage. And so, he's going to continue to improve with each rep, and that's what we're excited about.
Baker, you have a big event coming up on Sunday for your foundation. Can you talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that and how important it is for you and Emily to have this foundation?
Yeah, I've mentioned to you guys a bunch just about, obviously having a platform, being able to give back is truly a blessing. But, doing our Be the Ball event again, Baker and Emily Mayfield Foundation, and we joined up with Early Learning Coalition of Hillsborough County again. We did that last year, but decided to really try and dig our feet in even deeper and make a bigger difference. So looking for a better turnout. Obviously last year we had to pivot a little bit with the weather, but everybody handled it the right way. So it's just a fun event. One of those. You get to go swing a golf club. You don't have to be great at it. Just have fun and then do an auction event after. So 3 to 5's the golf, and then 5 to 7's the auction event. But it's so much fun to be able to have guys come out. You don't have to dress up in a suit and tie. You just get to come casually in Florida gear and just have fun with it. But to be able to give back and make a difference. And I mentioned to you guys, I was just learning about Tampa, just the area in general last year, about just the public school systems and how many people are truly in need that aren't necessarily under the poverty line, but are right there at it, that don't get the benefits. And so this is a great event for us to be able to help out those people that not necessarily get the positive benefits from the poverty line.
The Early Learning Coalition, it works with very young children.
Yeah.
You being a parent now and you're witnessing, your daughter achieve certain milestones
Yeah.
in life, does that kind of further your interest in that particular group, knowing that
Yeah.
some kids, they don't have as an equal opportunity to reach some of those milestones?
No,
because of
yeah.
economic disadvantage?
Absolutely, and that's what our whole foundation is about, is trying to level the playing field, and just as we've been learning parenthood as we're going, just learning about how important it is at the early stages to continue to develop their brains and give them every opportunity to advance as quickly as possible. And so, trying to do that, obviously we've realized how important it is now with having our own, but really diving into it to try and make a bigger difference. So it's extremely important, and it's a fun event to be able to help out.
Baker, what kind of input do you expect to have into the tough receiver decisions on the roster?
I think those guys have, they've put everything on tape. The tape is kind of the resume when it comes to roster cuts and knowing what guys are capable of. So that's not in my wheelhouse. Whoever's out there, I expect us to be pretty damn good and be on the same page. So let them make those decisions.
How do you look at the rest of the division, especially with some of the recent moves by the Falcons?
This division, obviously, it's going to continue to improve. Everybody wants to hate on the NFC South, but it's a competitive division. Obviously, Atlanta has made some big splashes free agency-wise, and everybody's excited about it. But, everybody was excited about the Saints doing the same thing last year as well. So for us, it's just and Todd mentions it almost every day. Compete against yourself, try and get better each day, take care of the small things one step at a time, and see where you're at in the end. Obviously, you guys saw the video of his opening team meeting about what our goal really is. It's not just about the division; it's about the big thing at the end. But you got to start there and build up from there. So it's obviously our schedules. It is what it is, but our division's improving, so we got to be prepared week in and week out, and that's just the nature of this league anyway. But I'm excited about the improved competition that we have.
You talked before about building an identity for this offense, but what would you say the strength of this offense is?
Versatility. I think with us improving the running game and bringing the pieces back that we have at receiver, and then adding a few pieces as well, and just in the skill group department, I think versatility is going to be our biggest weapon of lining up and having teams decide how they want to defend us. And so our guys have to be able to react and adapt to that. And we're teaching the game right now that I think our guys are going to be able to handle that.
You've been with Liam Cohen for a little bit of time now. What has he taught you maybe to elevate your game, or some subtle things that he's brought to your arsenal?
Yeah. Never feeling handcuffed at the line of scrimmage. So he's given me all the answers to possibly have, getting up there, making the right checks, and to be able to process that information quickly is what he really harps on in the QB room, of getting us into a good position. If it doesn't look right, get out of it. You have the power to do so. I'm teaching you guys that, and go out and do it. Put us in a good position to have success. And, not feeling handcuffed at the line of scrimmage is always a good feeling, but you got to know where you're going to go with it. So that preparation is where, he's really going to have us ready, and we're all going to be on the same page when it comes to the whole offense. But we start it, and then he wants us to take control of it, communicate with those guys about when I'm seeing a certain look, this is what I'm going to get to, so guys can play fast and free.
When you mentioned the team's identity, we know what it is now. Would you say that it's a toughness, it's a multiplicity?
Yeah. I think the physical aspect is where we really improved last year, later in the year, and I think our guys understand that that's what we have to play with to be successful. When it comes to the running game, we have to, and then our guys outside are going to play physical as well. But, I'm going to keep going back to the run game. Everybody's involved in it. Motions, blocking downfield, the difference in a 6-yard gain and a 20-yard gain. And so we're really harping on those things to bring the whole thing together. We should be extremely explosive but physical at the same time.
As a competitor,
Last one.
what is going against a player like Jalen Ramsey tomorrow in joint practice to bring out you?
A lot of trash talking. I love Jalen. Just the little stint I had out in L.A., unbelievable athlete, truly one of a kind breed. From the size he has, the athleticism he has, the recognition of schemes and plays that he's able to react to. He's always a good test to go against, and so I'm excited to talk a little trash with him and have fun. But yeah, like I said, it's always good to compete against somebody else, especially when you have somebody like that on the other side.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Baker.